Welcome back, Stas23 here, back again with some knife therapy, and today I have for you 10 excellent button lock knives, all under $90, and it wasn't too long ago before there wasn't that many button locks out. Now the button lock craze is hit, and they got some pretty good ones out on the market. This one's not on the list, but this one is the one that got me thinking to do this video. This right here is the Tucson TS313 in M390. This is an absolute beast of a knife. Look at those thumb studs. Decent knife, M390, like I said. It's a okay slicer. It's pretty thick behind the edge, at least mine is. Good action though. Never really got around to reviewing this one. I just got a little too busy, but maybe one day if I don't sell it in the next knife sale. So let's get started into this more budget-friendly list. And we got them ranked from 10 all the way down to 1. Starting number 10, we have the Kizer SWAYBACK. I like the overall SWAYBACK pattern. I love a good warranty. This is N690 blade steel. It's got excellent action on it. They have now discontinued the thumb stud version. I saw there was a couple available on Mojave Outdoors site. I don't know if they're still available or not, but I don't think they'll be making them anymore with the thumb studs. However, the best action on this knife is the flipper by far, so maybe that's why they did away with the thumb stud, because it's, I don't know, it's just a little awkward in the positioning of it. You can use it, and I love thumb stud knives. It's just not the easiest one to use. One thing I like about this SWAYBACK pattern is this is not, these are too abrupt. A lot of times SWAYBACK pattern, this kicks up so much to where it picks up in your hand because, you know, it's a better knife to hold like this, you know, to cut. And this one is not so bad. Nice stonewash finish, good aggressive point, nice slicer on it. And I think I've reviewed just about every one of these knives. You can pick up the SWAYBACK for 59 bucks. I do have a discount code for Kizers over at Mojave Outdoors. I usually leave them down in the description. So that's number 10. This next one, unfortunately, I think is discontinued. I didn't realize it till I just started doing this video. So number 9, we have the Real Steel GRIFFIN. This was a really good knife whenever it first came out. For 59 bucks, you had 14C 28N Sandvik steel. It's such a good budget steel. It takes a screaming sharp edge, especially if they do a good job on the heat treat. And this knife is wicked smooth. It's on roller bearings. It's like these little needle bearings, and the action on all these were so very, very nice. Mine looks a little different because back in the day when I was practicing regrinds, I did a little regrind on here just to see how steady I could hold my hand, and I think I did a pretty decent job. I thinned it out a good little bit. Not that it was a thick knife or anything, but you have aluminum scales. Ergos are pretty good. It's got this secondary lock on it. But for 54 bucks, I think this was an excellent little buy. Very fidgety knife. And I think it's a pretty decent looking knife as well. I've never liked the pocket clip, but that's what a lot of real steels I'm not huge on. There's the blade steel. So that's the Real Steel GRIFFIN. I think that's the only knife that will no longer be made, I don't think. This next one in the number 8 spot is just currently out of stock because it's an exclusive, and that is the Kizer XL BEGLEITER. This is a White Mountain Knives exclusive, and I talked to Justin over at White Mountain Knives, and he's planning on doing another run of these. I expected him to because these sold out very, very quickly, and for good reason. I mean, you get a full 4-inch blade right here, nice, beautiful stonewash finish, and something that Kizer does oh so well, their 154 cm blade steel. Excellent action on it, and it's got that thumb stud deployer. You got some very nice micarta there. It's a big knife, but it carries well. Deep carry pocket clip. Left or right hand, tip up carry. I like this version of the BEGLEITER because of the swedge. The original BEGLEITER it's just a drop point. It doesn't have a swedge, and I tend to find those knives kind of boring when it doesn't have a swedge. But this one, At the $80 price point, I think it's a steal of a deal because you're getting a lot of knife for what you're paying for. So hopefully he's able to do another run of these pretty soon because I know a lot of people missed out on them. That is the XL BEGLEITER. Number 7, we have the Civivi button lock Elementum. This knife would have made it much higher on the list. However, in my opinion, they handicapped the knife by making this basically a gravity knife somewhat. You do have to release that button to let the blade free, and then you can kind of swing it open. It can be, you know, somewhat fidgety at times, but I find the button is got a pretty strong spring on it, so it's not the most comfortable for me to push down on, but my hands are not like most people's. But I think they really just missed out on a huge opportunity here because I've heard many people say that they love the overall simpleness of the actual original Elementum, but they wanted a larger version. And we expected them to make a larger version of this, almost exactly like this, but, you know, larger. However, when they did this, I think that, you know, turned off a lot of people, and myself included, because this is an excellent slicer, and it's in 14C28N. They run $66. Micarta scales, tip up, left or right-handed deep carry. Good weight on this knife. Blade stock's not, you know, super thick or anything. And I think it could have been an absolute home run if they would have slapped either thumb studs would have been great. Because I modded one of my S35 Elementum. I drilled it and put some titanium thumb studs on there. And man, it transformed this knife. I got the titanium aftermarket scales. I found that this artisan titanium clip fit. So this would have been great in this package. Even, you know, button lock, thumb stud would have been great. I don't know. Like I said, it would have been much higher on this list if it would have had some means of deployment besides pressing the button and flicking it out. Number 6, we have the Orion knives, Solaris. Excuse me, mine's filthy. This is the brainchild of Mr. Blade Banter here on YouTube. David's an awesome guy, and this was his first knife design. And he did a lot of awesome things in this knife. It's in 14C28N steel, button lock, super. When I say smooth, I think, yeah, it's in multi-row ceramic bearings. You can use that thumb stud easily, flipper tab easily. It has a thwack whenever it opens. Very comfortable because of this nice choke up spot right here. Or if you want to choke back, you can do that as well. G10 scales, inset liners, titanium pocket clip, aluminum pivot collars right there, all T8 hardware everywhere. You could get it in this beautiful stone wash or satin finish. And you can pick these up for $85, which I don't think is bad, being that, you know, he's getting these OEM by QSP, and he's got to pay them and then, you know, put some markup on it so he can make some money. So I think it's a great knife, especially if you're looking for just a good overall user, fidgety knife, and one that can take a nice screaming edge. It's so filthy. Yeah, I apologize for that. Number 5, we have the Kizer Original. This knife sold out pretty fast, but they're now back in stock. You can get this exact one, or I think green scales with the black blade. And once again, you have Kizer's 154 cm steel. I just reviewed this one not too long ago. I think the next few that you see, I've just reviewed them not too long ago. But I put them through their paces and tested every single one of them like I do with all the knives. It says good action. 154 cm. This was a collaboration with Mojave Outdoors, their first design collaboration. It's a nice slicey blade, aluminum, and the weight's good on it. Deep carry, tip up, right hand carry only though. And the only reason it didn't make it higher for me on this list is because the handle's a little small. I can choke up if I want to on this spot. It's fine. but you know, the knife that beat this one out just does it a little bit better. And still, I still think it's a really good knife. And also one thing that kind of bugs me, the price tag on this, and I'm sure it's because it's a collaboration, but the price tag on this one is 84 bucks. And I don't know, I just think it's a little steep. I think this would have been better at, you know, say 70 bucks, but I don't know. It's definitely a popular knife, sold out quickly, and you're not going to be disappointed, I don't think, if you like the overall aesthetics and you're looking for a good thumb stud deploy and button lock. It's a nice slicey blade, like I said. It's comfortable in hand. It's just I wish they had a little bit more handle to it. And I wear a medium-sized glove, so just to give you an idea. Number 4, we have the Civivi COGENT. This is a pretty sweet knife. This was Civivi's first button lock, I do believe. And they did a great job on it. Nice clip point blade. Comes down to a nice thin edge. Very slicey. 14C 28N stainless steel. Like I said before, one of my favorite budget steels. And the action on mine is incredible. Even though I'm not a fan of very minimal flipper tabs like that because they usually hurt my hands or my finger, this one has the perfect jimping right there. Just grabs the finger nicely and, I mean, comes out with some authority right there. Decent weight on this, deep carry, tip up, left or right-handed. This is going to run you 69 bucks. And definitely a nice overall aesthetic as well. At least I think so. Nice G10 scales, black coated stainless steel liners. And this one was one that I kind of waited on for a little while because I was kind of waiting to see how well they did their button locks. And several of my trusted friends said that it was a good knife. So I checked it out, tested it, and enjoyed it. Just like most Civivis that I test, they do a good job with fit and finish and quality. So that is the Civivi COGENT. These last 3 could have been interchanged between all 3 of them. So in the number 3 spot, we have the Kizer Vanguard Assassin. I just posted this review not too long ago, and I didn't expect to like this one as much as I did. I knew it already had some things I do like, but I don't know, something about it that they had a little subtle recurve that I think I've almost got out. You can still kind of see it right there. By the next sharpening, I'm sure it'll be sharpened out. Very nice stonewash finish on there. Once again, 154 cm. Excellent budget steel. Very well-balanced steel in all manners. Comfortable ergos for my hands. The action on this one's very smooth and very snappy. I like the overall blade shape. It's sliced very well, held its edge, awesome. And I love that they use American micarta. This is a nice OD green linen micarta. And it has shadow box liners. The only thing I didn't love about this knife are the polished backspacer / pummel right there and the polished liners. I don't find that. I find that kind of makes the knife look kind of cheap. So that is a Kizer Assassin. You can go tip up, left or right hand carry. You can say hi.
Hey.
That's my daughter. Number 2, sewed up by the Civivi Altus. Awesome button lock. Thumb stud button lock here. I think it's an attractive medium to small EDC knife. Very easy to carry, comfortable in hand. I love that blade shape. It's very jack of all trades there. Also, it's in a very good budget or mid-range steel in a Nitro V. It's another stainless steel. Takes a very wicked sharp edge. And I like the fact that it's a thumb stud deployer. I can slow roll it if I want. And I can spidey flick this one. Tip up, a left or right-handed deep carry clip. This one's going to run you $72 because of that Nitro V steel. You can get it in several different variations, just in typical Civivi fashion. T8 hardware. Very nice knife right here, and one that I enjoyed testing. Only thing that, you know, kind of bugged me on this one is this sharpening choil. After I sharpen this up, it's not going to be long before it starts to widen up back there. Wish they would have extended that a little bit more, but that's not going to stop me from recommending this knife. Number one has completely blown me away, and I've continued to use it and enjoy it, and that is the Civivi Conspirator. I've reviewed this one not too long ago as well, and I knew I was going to like it because it seems like the bigger brother to the Altus. So surprise, surprise, the number one and number two. You have somewhat of the same blade shape, except this one's wider and, of course, bigger. This one is even more fidgety than the Altus because you have multiple opening methods. You have that flipper tab that's very well designed right there. No pokey spots. Grips the finger very nicely. Or you can use that fuller to spidey flick it very easily. Slow roll it very easily. The D10 on this knife is perfectly dialed in for all action. All actions. Also, this one's in Nitro V stainless steel. Comes down to a nice thin edge. Super slicey. I sharpened this one up after the testing I did with it, and it took a extremely sharp edge. I usually do the finger test on it, but I'm not gonna because last time I did, it bit a little bit too far into the skin. It's got that blasted sunwash finish just like on the Altus. And I don't usually like this type of micarta. It's not American style micarta. But I don't know. This one's not bad at all. I love the texture to it. You have that deep carry pocket clip, tip up left or right-handed. Very neutral grip on the ergonomics of this knife. And overall, I've just been highly impressed at the price point. It feels like a much more expensive knife. Whoops. Than it is. It's going to run you $80, which, you know, if you're looking at it saying, oh, that's a Civivi, why is it 80 bucks? You know, of course, I would love to see that 60, 70 bucks, but that's the price, and I'm okay with that because I think it's an excellent deal for the function and the comfort, fidgetability, looks, you name it. I think it checks those boxes, and that's why it's in the number one spot. So that is my 10 awesome button locks. Let me know what you think. If I missed any, I'd love to know about them. Of course, I've owned all the CRKT, you know, Brian Ty ones, and I don't know, I just never could enjoy those like I wanted to. The Tie Tack wasn't bad, but I don't know. They were new to the budget realm for button locks back when those were made, and hopefully one day they'll bring the Griffin back because I think it's an excellent knife. I will have links to everything that is available down below. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down below. I hope everybody's having an absolute amazing day, and I will see y'all on the next one. Peace.